Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of AMCrypto. Today I'm a little bit sick, and of course when I get sick, Bitcoin is also taking a shit. Seems to be in alignment here. When I feel bad, that also the crypto market is feeling not as well as it should. And that comes of course because Bitcoin went lower yesterday, and the question is, will we see lower levels now, or was that already the lowest that we will get and it's only up from here? That is something that we need to talk about today, and I'm gonna talk about the different levels that we have to look at. As you can see, I have prepared again a lot of content for you guys, so definitely stick around here until the end and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And even when I'm sick, I'm making videos, guys. So let's get directly into today's content here. So here on the 30 minutes chart, you can see that yesterday, first of all, broke down from the retest of the Monday open price. So we tried to break above it, and then we got a harsh rejection and went all the way down to $28,700 approximately. And from there we bounced back up. So we found some demand down here, some interest for bits to buy it up. But for me, that reaction is not strong enough. This is not the kind of bounce that we are looking at if we are really bouncing here. Look at the previous bounce. You only have to look at the previous bounce and you see it already. Look at this here on the 30 minutes chart. First of all, how quick we came back up and how also the candle was closing. The candle close was highly positive, and you see here a lot of bit stepping in and pushing the price higher. That's why the candle is so green and so strong back to the upside. And you see continuously move here to the upside, what we are not seeing right now. We saw here a move back up. We saw a move back to the prior support, which turned now into resistance. We got confirmation that it's resistance and went to the next level of support and are now moving here up and down in that new range that we have formed. We can also clearly see that we just got a retest a couple minutes ago of that support, and it looked like that it's going to break. So that is not the strongest support here, even though we have some touches along that line. And that was also the level from where we had this impulse move to the upside. But this is not the strongest support level out there right now to keep us afloat. And that's why I'm not betting on that this level will actually hold if we stay here in this range for the next couple of days. So that is something to keep in mind. You can also see that we got clearly rejected from the 0.618 from the golden ratio to the downside, because that is in alignment with the former support now turned resistance from here. The only hope that we have here is the indicators. They're pointing right now to the upside, but yeah, how high can we go? So even if we continue to bounce here to the upside, I think the Monday open, $29,250, that will be our biggest resistance for now to overcome, and I don't see this to be broken over the weekend. If it would be broken over the weekend, yeah, it will be a fake out in my opinion. We're gonna see something like this. So now when we move on here to the 4-hourly chart over here, then also we are still on track here for that descending broadening wedge. So we can of course bounce more within that to the up and to the downside. So if we would go all the way to the bottom of it the next time, it would be around $28,300. And that would be not the end of the world if that would be happening. And we have actually a lot of confluence down there. So I can actually also mark out their zone. So that is kind of like the zone that we're looking at. So you see we just tagged it yesterday. But I believe that the Bitcoin price action will actually retest this and dip lower into it and will actually break this low point here. It will break it in my opinion. I don't see anything in the charts that would tell me there is some catalyst that when it comes down a little bit lower again, that it does something like this. So unless we really create out of Bitcoin now a stable coin and go here sideways until Thursday, and CPI data on Thursday is highly bullish, then yes, then we just move up from here. But until Thursday, I expect actually that Bitcoin comes into that range and bounce back to the upside. So now, how would I be trading this? There are multiple ways how we can trade this based on a 12-hourly chart. And what I also want to show you on 12-hourly chart is there is a 50% rule on Bitcoin here based on the Fibonacci levels. Every time that we break the 0.5 level, Bitcoin is moving higher. So now you can see we did not move above the 0.5 level, and that's why we got rejected and moved lower. I can go here in the past and show it to you that this is working every single time. So let's take as an example here this move. So you see here, when we moved over the 0.5 here on that prior high point, we moved higher. Not much, just $1,000, $1,300, but we moved higher. If I go further back and I do this again, so here you see it clearly. See here, from here, the low from 16,186, when we broke above $24,000 after we created this low point here, there you see we moved higher once we broke $24,100 approximately. So the 50% rule here on the chart is working, and every time that we break above the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci extension trends, we see a move higher into higher levels. Otherwise, we're going to see a retest of the 0 level, which is now here, that zone over here, and we're really close to it, before we see actually another move to the upside. So, and there is also a lot of interest down here at $28,300. We just saw it on the other chart that I shown you, and that is in alignment with that. So I really believe that the price action has to come down into that level, and only from there we're going to bounce back to the upside. So, and I will set some limit orders into that area of 28,200, 28,450 to catch that move once it's happening. And another way how you can trade this is that you just wait for this trend line to be broken. So now if we move lower, let's say we go now over the next couple hours and days, do something like this here. So then you just wait for break above $28,800 to enter your long, but only with a 4-hourly close above that level once it breaks this downwards trending line. So that is the other way how you can trade this. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, go to BYBIT. There we can still trade together for a total prize pool of $8 million. It doesn't matter with how much money we are trading. It's only important how much percentage the profit is that we are making. So, and that's why it's also not important how many people we are in our squad, but the more the better, guys, the more the better. So if you go to choose my squad here at Squad Showdown, choose AMC winners. We right now 16 people. Let's get this up to like 50. That would be amazing if we can get this up to 50 people over the next coming days. In 2 days, the Squad Showdown is already starting in 2 days, guys, but you have still 11 days to sign up for it. So definitely make use of your time and let's start trading here together. You find the link here under the description below in my in the video, or in the pinned comment below also of this video. And of course, you still get $5,000 if you don't have a BYBIT account yet and use that specific link here. So now let's move on to the next chart. Here on this 12-hourly chart, here's another reason why I believe that we first go lower. First of all, we have here a fair value gap, an insufficiency or an imbalance, however you want to call it. That has to be taken out. I told you guys for multiple days now that this is not completely swept yet, based on that move to the downside. Normally they get completely swept and we overshoot them and then we come back up. So that is also still a reason why I'm looking at this for a potential move lower. I'm not interested in shorting this because it's not that much to the downside, to be honest. It could be that we are really just tapping into it, going $500 lower really quick and shoot back up. So that could be a really, really dangerous short. That's why I don't want to take that risk here. So, and the other reason is that I believe Bitcoin has to come down to touch this upward sloping support line, and every time that we touched it we saw a strong reaction back to the upside. And history doesn't have to repeat itself, but it often rhymes, so I expect something similar to happen if it comes down here and moves it back to the upside. And also a touch right now would be sitting at $28,270 if it would be happening today. If it happens in 4 days, it will be $28,400. So that is a moving target. That is also something that you should have a close eye on to see what Bitcoin, where Bitcoin might be potentially bouncing from. But like I said, unless we are breaking $29,250, I don't see Bitcoin making crazy moves here to the upside over the next coming days, unless CPI data comes out insanely bullish. Comes out insanely bullish and would propel Bitcoin into back into 30K. But also here on the 12-hourly on the stochastic RSI, this is still pointing down, even if it wants to make a slight turnaround here. The RSI wants to turn here to the upside, but that is for me still in no man's land, both of it right now, and that's why we have to be so cautious. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash off the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hope that I'm feeling better tomorrow.